After I got done presenting to maybe the 500 or so senior level petrochemical executives there for the Indian market, they came up afterward and they said, we had no idea. We thought all the energy, all the natural gas was in Texas.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning, our opportunity to get a little smarter about the oil and gas industry, and we're pleased to be joined by Nathan Lord. He is the president of Shale, Crescent, USA. So, Nathan, we'll start right there. A business advantage in our region that you are obviously trying to spread the word on in terms of access, energy, availability. So kind of play on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's right, and thank you for having me. You know, it's one of those things where you often don't realize how good you have it until you step back and look and see how good you have it. This region, this part of the world, and when I say this part of the world, I'm talking about the Ohio River Valley. Our communities are so unique. You know, there's only a few places in the world where you have an abundant supply of energy, but then there's only one place really where you've got this incredible abundant supply of energy, and what we're saying natural gas, but then also the customers and the manufacturing base that's there to consume the product that comes out of the ground.
We talk about Shale Crescent USA, which represents Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and all came out of this Marcellus Utica play and the abundance of natural gas. And then the idea is that we need to let people know that maybe don't know that would want to relocate here and help the small businesses, because our program, Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Ultimately, if a high-energy using company, everything would trickle down into those people if somebody like that would move here.
That's right. And so like I was saying, we had this abundant supply of natural gas. And so for the producers, that's great, but that's a product that they need to sell. And so when you look at this from a community perspective, so if the natural gas is pulled out of the ground here and then it's sold, it's exported out of the region, the value added to the economy is only one. If we're able to attract manufacturers here who can take that natural gas or the natural gas liquids and turn it into a commodity product, and then like a derivative product after that, or then maybe even as far down the line as consumer plastic-based goods like a toothbrush or a child's booster seat, the value added to the economy is a multiplying effect that's over tenfold. And so it's really a win-win-win. It becomes a win for the producers because you're selling, you are bringing demand for their product here. It's a win for the manufacturers because they get the advantage of low-cost, abundant natural gas and energy. And then it's a win for the community because you have high-wage manufacturing jobs.
Over the next couple of weeks on Energy Insights, we're going to hone in on where you've been recently, and I think this is really cool. Our listeners will appreciate the India Chemical Conference. And you can correct me on, is it Mumbai, India?
Yes, Mumbai, Bombay. They say it multiple different ways.
Okay. Yeah, well, there's 20 different languages there. How in the heck do you go there as a young man from America and communicate this message, which I think even our listeners sometimes try to figure it out. Now you've got to go over there and say, hey, this is what we got. Do you guys know about it?
Yes, and that was an incredible trip, and I will be glad to talk about that more. Really what it comes down to is if someone were to come to me or come to you or whoever it might be and say, tell me where the coal-producing regions are in Turkey or where this producing region is in Africa, you probably wouldn't know. The same thing goes with internationals around the world. They're not really familiar with Ohio, West Virginia, or Pennsylvania. Sure. They know Texas, they know New York, they know California, they know Disney World, but they really don't know the center part of the country. Same way we wouldn't know all the states in India unless you're really great at geography.
We'll talk a little bit more about the specific trip next week, but all in all, talk about the experience for you to represent an organization, go over to a country I'm guessing you'd never been to, and then spread the word.
It was an incredible opportunity, and there was part of it where I felt like I was carrying the responsibility, the weight of being sent out of my community and representing our community to the best of my ability, and that's really what I wanted to do. And to be honest, I think it was a great success because after I got done presenting to maybe the 500 or so senior level petrochemical executives there for the Indian market, they came up afterward and they said, we had no idea. We thought all the energy, all the natural gas was in Texas. And so I think we did a great job of planting some seeds and changing the narrative for future growth.
All right, we'll elaborate a little bit on that next week, same time, same place. This show is Energy Insights. It's brought to you every Saturday morning by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Our guest is the president of Shale, Crescent USA, Nathan Lord, and we'll be back to have another chat with him next week here on Energy Insights.